All right, let's get right into it. When I say forest, what do you picture? You're probably thinking of tall trees, solid ground, maybe a hiking trail. But today, we're going somewhere different. We're exploring a forest that feels like it's straight out of a fantasy story, a forest that lives right in that magical space between the land and the sea.
I mean, seriously, just think about that for a second. What if a tree could actually walk on water? And not only that, but could literally build new land where there was once just ocean. It sounds impossible, right? But what's so amazing is that this tree is very, very real.
And that brings us to the star of our show today, the mangrove. It's a true coastal warrior, an unsung hero that's been protecting our shorelines for millennia, often without us even noticing.
So what exactly is a mangrove? Well, basically, it's not just one type of tree. It's a whole group of amazing trees and shrubs that have figured out how to live in one of the most challenging environments on the entire planet. That salty, marshy, constantly changing line where the ocean crashes into the coast.
To really get what makes these plants so special, we've got to explore their world. And this is where that whole idea of a walking forest comes into play. It's pretty wild. And this is what we're talking about. Just look at those roots. They're called prop roots, and they arch out from the main trunk, plunging down into the mud and water. It's this incredible root system that makes it look like the entire tree is on stilts, literally striding across the water's surface.
And you know, these walking forests are all over the place. You'll find them on tropical and subtropical coasts pretty much everywhere, from Asia and Africa to Australia and right here in the Americas. The one thing that connects them all is their love for a tough neighborhood. They live in saltwater, an environment that would kill almost any other plant on Earth. They aren't just surviving there, they are thriving.
Okay, so living in a place like that, you've got to have some tricks up your sleeve, right? Well, mangroves have what I like to call superpowers. And these abilities aren't just about keeping themselves alive. They actually play a huge role in protecting our entire planet. So what's on this hero's to-do list? First up, coastal protection. Those crazy tangled roots, they act like a giant net, grabbing onto sand and soil and stopping coastlines from washing away during big storms. They're also basically luxury apartments for wildlife, a safe place for young fish, crabs, and birds. In fact, some estimates say that nearly 80% of the fish people catch worldwide depend on mangrove forests at some point in their lives. And as if that weren't enough, they also clean the water, filtering out pollutants.
But here is the absolute game changer. This is their most mind-blowing superpower. By trapping all that sediment and dirt, they slowly build up the seafloor. Over many years, they can actually create brand new land, pushing the coastline farther out into the sea. They literally build the world they live on.
So how in the world do they pull this off? Well, they've got two secret weapons. First, they have their own built-in saltwater filter. Some types of mangroves can block the salt at their roots, while others push it out through their leaves. Second, you know that gooey mud they live in? There's almost no oxygen in it. So they grow these special roots upwards, out of the mud, like little snorkels, so they can breathe oxygen right from the air.
And get this, we're not just talking about one kind of tree here. The word mangrove actually covers more than 60 different species of trees. This isn't a solo act, it's a whole family of coastal superheroes.
So when you put all of that together, this is what you get. A healthy mangrove forest is one of the most vibrant, busy, and important ecosystems on the planet. It's a bustling underwater city, it's a storm shield, it's a land builder, all in one. It's a perfect system. Or it was. Because, just like in any good story, our hero is facing a massive threat. Even a tough coastal warrior like the mangrove has its enemies, and right now, these incredible forests are in very serious danger.
Yeah, this image is tough to see, I know, but it's so important that we do. This is the sad reality for countless mangrove forests all over the globe. These essential, life-giving ecosystems are disappearing, and they're disappearing fast.
So, what's causing all this? Who are the villains in this story? Well, it really boils down to three big threats. First, there's us, human activities like cutting down the forest to build things or create farms. Second is pollution. All the trash and chemicals that run off from the land can poison the water and choke the mangroves. And third is climate change. As sea levels rise, the forests can literally drown, and changing temperatures put a lot of stress on the trees.
Now that's a lot of bad news. I get it, but the story isn't over. Not by a long shot. Because this is the part where we all get to play a role. we can actually shift from being part of the problem to becoming the solution. We can become coastal guardians.
And your mission here is totally achievable. We can support groups that are working to create protected areas for mangroves. We can get hands-on and join local cleanup events to fight pollution directly. And honestly, maybe the most powerful thing you can do is just talk about it. Share what you've learned here today. Tell people why these walking, land-building, life-saving forests are so unbelievably important.
So let's just wrap this up. For thousands of years, the mangrove has been our coast's greatest protector. It's a hero that gives us so much: cleaner water, more land, and safety from storms. But now, this amazing protector needs our protection. The only question left is, will it be you?